Hello. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel hold on. It can't recognize me. Maybe it's because I'm wearing makeup. Okay, for today's video, I am going to be budgeting for February, which is really exciting. I practically copied over my January budget and pasted it into a new tab. So for those of you who don't know, I primarily budget on Excel. I also have Mint, the app, which hasn't been really helpful for me if I'm being honest. I really like kind of typing in the numbers myself and typing in my expenses myself so I can be more mindful of what's happening, and the automated way that Mint takes in your expenses and stuff isn't really helpful for me. So I am going to be budgeting for February. For those of you who don't know me and haven't been on my channel, my name is Jess. I am a 9-to-5 employee at one of the big banks in Charlotte, North Carolina. Right now I am in New Jersey in my childhood home. I went home for the holidays and never really went back because we're still working from home, so I decided to take advantage of that. So I'm here for a little while, which means that I can spend less on groceries, I can spend less on social activities with my coworkers and like eating out and other things like that. If you guys have watched my last budgeting video, you'll see kind of how that breakdown of finances worked. I tried to stick to a budget last month and it was pretty successful in my opinion, even though I overspent in some of the categories, which is fine. I'm still learning, I'm still trying to figure it out really, and that goes for all areas of my life because I'm very new to adulting. So yeah, that's pretty much my background, and we're gonna go into my February budget and see how much I'm going to allocate to each category. And then at the end of this month, I'll review it again just like I did in January, and we'll see how I did. But yeah, let's get into the budgeting part. For rent, I always budget $2,500 or 25. No. I always budget about $1,250, knowing that it fluctuates a little bit because water and other expenses kind of fluctuate throughout the month, and that comes out in my rent bill, even though it's technically not rent. I clump that all together, so I say $1,250 is a good amount for rent, and I have to pay my rent today, so I didn't actually pay it, but we could actually check what that bill is right now. One second. Might as well pay it, right, while we're here. 1 minute. Okay, so rent turned out to be this month $1,235.74. So I was able to save $14.26, which is great from what I allocated. I have 2 subscriptions, HBO Max and Adobe Creative Cloud. I was considering canceling HBO Max, but I might give it another month to see if I use it this month. So that's $14.99. And then Adobe Creative Cloud, it includes Adobe Premiere Pro, Photoshop, Lightroom, all of those, and it's usually $31.98. Looking at my January budget, for utilities, I allocated $80 for that. This month, I'm only gonna allocate $65, knowing that I didn't spend that much on utilities. Last month, I spent $56, so I'm gonna keep it a little higher and keep it at $65, but I'm lowering that a bit. And then for groceries, I allocated $50 last time and stayed within budget, so I'm gonna leave it. Or actually, I'll bump it down to $45 and see how I do this month. And then for eating out, I allocated $100 last month and spent $175, so I went over budget. So what I'm going to do this month is put $175 in my budget and then make sure that I don't go above that, because I don't want to continuously be spending more and more on eating out. That like just doesn't make sense. I don't believe there are any birthdays I'll be celebrating in February, so I left gifts a little bit lower. In January, I put it at $100 because my sister's birthday and my boyfriend's birthday were both in January. So for this month, I'm only gonna put $50. I can't imagine what I'd be gifting people, but I mean, if something comes up or if I forgot about someone's birthday, then I have a budget for it. And then for social activities, last month I allocated $200 and I only spent $36. So I'm gonna give myself a little bit more leeway this month to spend more money on that, but I'm still gonna allocate a lot less, so I'm gonna allocate $100 to that. And then I have 2 trips planned this month, and under my vacations category, that's where I'm gonna put all of the money that I spend on vacation. So like eating out during the vacation, or groceries that I spend on during the vacation, or whatever, gas, activities, whatever. So I'm going to bump my vacations category up to 150. Last month it was 0. And then for travel, last month I had $80. This month I'll be traveling a little bit more, but pretty much the majority of that has been already paid for. So I'm gonna put travel at 50, just in case I want to buy meals like at the airport or something like that. And then beauty, last month I had $20 allocated and I spent $17.50, so I'm gonna leave that at 20. And then clothes, I had $50 allocated last month. I think this month I'm gonna leave it at $50. I spent $17.97 last time, so I think 50 is a good budget for clothes. I don't spend a lot of money on clothes. And I really should not be shopping for clothes, but like if there's something that catches my eye that I feel like I need for whatever reason, like a new pair of jeans, I could really use a new pair of jeans, then I will leave some money in this category. And then home, I am planning on redoing my childhood bedroom this month. I have been putting it off. I was supposed to do it last month and I had $100 allocated and spent none of it because I didn't do anything to redo that bedroom. So I am gonna leave that at $100 just in case I decide to tackle that, which I really should this month. As for education, I do want to invest more in myself, but I have a licensing exam coming up, so I've been spending a lot of time studying for that, and I don't really want anything to distract me. Last month I allocated 0, and I think I'm going to leave that the same. I really want to get back into Skillshare. I really liked it when I had it, and then I canceled it because I wasn't using it as often as like it was worth having. So I canceled that, and I really want to get back into that in the future, but I think for this month I'll leave it at 0. And then for miscellaneous, last month I allocated $200 and only spent $68, so I'm going to only allocate $100 for that this time. So my budget is getting smaller and smaller, and I think that's honestly a good thing. That means I'm getting better at managing my money and better at spending less and realizing how much I actually need for each category. So the way that I usually save or allocate for savings is it comes straight out of my paychecks. So I have a certain percentage that comes directly out of my paychecks, and then any money that I don't spend in my variable expenses also goes straight back into my savings. So the majority of my savings actually comes from me not spending, not necessarily me allocating to savings, because I have like not a low percentage, but not a lot going into savings straight out of my paycheck. The rest of what goes into my savings comes from me not spending, and all of my savings is pretty much going to someday go to a future down payment for an apartment, knowing that I'm gonna move within the next probably 6 or 7 months. So within the next year I will be moving when that lease ends, so I am saving up for a down payment for that. On top of that, I do want to purchase a car within the next year, assuming that I don't end up working in a city that allows me to kind of rely on public transportation. So if that does end up happening, where I live in an area where I could have a car and it's not an inconvenience, then I definitely do want one. And I feel like it's a very long-awaited purchase for me. But now that I'm out of college and it'll be almost a year in the next few months, I am really considering getting a car, so my savings are also going to that and any vacations that I might take with my PTO this year. So that's why I'm so aggressive with savings, and in general I think it's really good to live well within your means, where if anything were to happen where you lose your job, or I don't know, any expenses are kind of sprung on you, that you really have enough to cover it and you don't need to kind of scramble for money at like the last minute. So yeah, that's why I'm really aggressive with saving right now, because I have the opportunity to do so, and I know that that won't be the case once student loans kick in and once I move, and depending on what job I end up having within the next year, considering I'm in a rotational program and I'm going to be placed in a role by this July, and I don't really know whether I'm going to get a pay increase with that or what it's going to look like. I really want to make sure that I'm well covered all around. So that's why I'm so aggressive with saving, but also like I just really believe if you can live with less, that you should, and then still splurge on like small luxuries for yourself to really feel like you're working for something and not feel like you're just working to pay the bills. So I do think it's good that I am saving a good amount of money, but it's also good to like splurge and make sure that I'm not being overly stingy with my money. I don't want to be like a money hoarder, you know? Like, I work so that I can enjoy my life and so that other people can kind of reap the benefits of that as well. Yeah, that's pretty much my budget for February and what it's gonna look like. We'll see what happens. I really hope that I'm able to live within this, and the more practice I get, the better I'll be in the future when I do have more expenses. So it's a super exciting process, just becoming more of an adult, but it's also very scary. And yeah, I'm excited that you guys are going on this adventure with me. If you want more budgeting videos in the future, please give this video a thumbs up and comment down below that it's something that you're interested in, or parts that you liked, or any recommendations for me about how to do this in a more interesting way. If you want to see the way that I organize my spreadsheet, I can do that too, but I just know like spreadsheets aren't really for everyone, so not everyone wants to like stare at a screen with a spreadsheet on it. But yeah, so thank you guys for checking out this video. If you like this type of content with like adulting and finance and stuff like that, don't forget to subscribe and stick around. But yeah, other than that, I will see you guys next time. Bye!